Yo.
One day for it.
Yeah. How are you, man?
Good, bro. How you doing?
Good, good. Oh, something just got into my mouth. Holy shit, that was like a moth or something. I was eating a moth. That wasn't fun. Look, I'm very lucky that wasn't like a bee or a wasp or something. Guys, I lied. This is not an average day in my life as a motorcyclist. It's going to be a lot funner because it is chocked full of motorcycle goodness, and you guys are coming along for the ride. Pun intended. So first up, we're riding over to get some lunch, and then we're going to hit that road that I always hit because I love it so much. We're going to go home, potentially inspect a bike with my dad, and then we're going to do some modifications to the Ninja. So this first leg of our motorcycle fueled day is going to be spent with Alexander, an individual whom I met on the streets, as you do, being a motorcyclist. And it's one of the coolest things about riding one of these beautiful machines. Riding the bike is only half the fun for me. The other part lies in how social of an activity it can be. I have not taken this bike out into the hills since I bought the CBR. It's been used strictly for commuting purposes because it's good on fuel, it's reliable, and I don't really care if I drop it. But every time I'm doing a social ride, a recreational ride, it's the CBR that I'm taking out because it's got the power, it's got the fun factor. It's kind of got a few things that the Ninja 400 lacks. But the reason I'm taking this today is because I thought I would take it out one last time to see what it's like in its stock form. Because in a few hours, the riding characteristics of this bike are going to be completely changed. You know, that aside, the Ninja 400 is just fantastic for the twisties. If you watch my CBR first impression video, you will understand why. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun regardless. Lane sharing. Now, I would not stand for that if Alexander was a random guy. I don't do it often with the people I ride with, even if they're in my pack, because I love using all three motorcycle lanes within your standard typical car lane. And it's, as I said, to avoid obstacles, it's to provide myself a space cushion between other cars, and increase my visibility for other motorists. Hey, so this guy is doing 20 under the limit, more than 20 under the limit, and the trick here is to exercise patience because there is an overtaking lane coming up, and it's just easy to lose your cool and try and gun it when they're going this slow. But as you can see, that would be a terrible idea given the amount of traffic in the oncoming lane. The Harley looks cool. There's a certain vibe to it. I feel like there's an aesthetic you need. You know, he's got the cap on the back, he's got the Kevlar riding jeans, the hoodie. It's a vibe that you can't really emulate for a sports bike. I feel like that's why I'm better suited for this, because I wear all my kit all the time, and especially these leathers. I rarely see a Harley rider in leathers. Like actual riding leathers I'm talking, with the knee sliders and all. But it's what I love to wear when I'm out on the hills. Is he gonna go for it? Let's see. I'm not gonna go for it. Even if he overtook there, I would have chilled a bit and waited for the upcoming overtaking lane. Plus, at least now he's only doing like 15 under the speed limit instead of 30. It's one of the hardest things about riding with another person is riding your own ride. Man, full throttle on the Ninja 400 and it's going nowhere. I love that. It's so fun. It's kind of fun that you can full gas it and not really break the law by a whole lot. Whereas on the CBR 650R, holy shit, I'd probably be like in that embankment or something. Shit, this road surface is ass. It's actually gotten worse since the last time I came here. I love those corners. They're so good. Shit. Motorcycles are infectious and addictive. Oh, hell yeah, man. How fun was that?
We had a decent feed, then hopped on our bikes for a more spirited ride through the twisties.
Alrighty, we ready?
Dude.
Safe riding.
I had an absolute blast on the Ninja 400 and was yet once again surprised by how different it is compared to the 650R. I did experience a little bit of an oopsie through one of the corners. This would have been due to a combination of bad body positioning, awkward weight transfer, crappy old tires, and a lack of rider skill in general. As you can see, everything is going fine and well until I realized that the corner actually tightens even further instead of straightening up into an open road. That spooked me a little, so I threw my weight quite aggressively back onto the outside, which in turn bucked the bike like a horse. Once the bike had lost traction and started bucking around, I couldn't commit further to the lean and had to straighten up. This is an example of riding above one's skill level and an example of what should not be done on public roads. It was at this moment that I realized I needed to book a track day. Hint hint. Overall though, a very satisfying experience taking the Ninja 400 out onto this particular road, which I have not done before. I made it back home in time to go inspect a motorcycle that my dad was interested in buying. It's a 2013 Triumph Speed Triple 1050, something I was curious to see and hear in the flesh. He ended up buying a completely different bike, which I will reveal on this channel a bit later. Alrighty, a pretty good day so far, I'd say. We've gone on a ride, made a new riding buddy, taken the Ninja 400 out for a spirited run in the twisties, inspected a pretty fascinating motorcycle in person, and now it's time to give the Ninja 400 a bit of love and care in terms of some maintenance. There was a decent laundry list of maintenance and modifications I was going to make on the Ninja 400 on this night in particular. I didn't get around to completing even half of it because I was too busy distracted by my beautiful family. But that's okay, we will save those for a later video. I did get through one thing though, and that was the front brake disc rotor. This process was pretty easy. I then took the bike out for a quick spin to try and bed the pads against the new rotor, and everything seemed to work just fine. But it was hard to tell during this initial ride whether the brakes had improved or not, because as the brakes are being bedded in, they are absolutely crap. And there you have it guys, an extremely satisfying and fulfilling day full of motorcycle related goodness. Now I wouldn't say this is an average day in my life as a motorcyclist, but it certainly was a special one, and it was made possible by the fact that I am so obsessed with motorcycles. Thanks so much for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. I will catch you on the next one.
You say you got them guns, but I've never seen you bang. You say you got them drugs, but I've never seen you slang.